Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In the past 1 week, I've had about 4 people reach out to me that they want to pivot into HR and trying to figure out how to do it. So I realized that it would be beneficial for me and them to shoot a video where I can put on my YouTube channel and just simply refer people to, rather than just have one-on-one calls with them, which would take my time, their time, and time is so expensive in Canada. I would say that everything I'm saying in this video is based on my personal experiences, how I was able to move into the HR space when I arrived in Canada. I will talk about some other paths which I'm aware of, but remember, all this happened in 2020 when I arrived in Canada, and there's always that tendency that things have changed. So let's go straight into it. So before I left Nigeria in 2019, I spent an entire year working in the HR space. Prior to that, you all know my story. I was an accountant and I was in the finance space for almost a decade. But I got into HR 2019, and I spent the entire year working on some projects in HR. So when I moved to Canada, I was torn between going back to accounting, which was very prominent on my resume, but I had no CPA, or doing something in HR. And so I got connected with this community of Nigerian HR professionals here in Canada. It's put together by a lady who I now work with, Joda, and someone connected me with her. She was on the phone with me for over an hour trying to explain how HR works here in Canada, and we both agreed on that call that it would be best for me to go back to school if I wanted to be credible as an HR professional here in Canada. And so the next thing she did was that she connected me with Dami, who literally just finished from school at the time and could give me like first-hand information on how I can get into school. So that's a bit of background. So when you come into Canada, Canada HR has professional bodies. There is a very serious role here in Canada. You can't just come up, or like Nigeria where you can do it. You can say you're an admin and HR professional, just accidentally. Here, because a lot of companies rely on the advice of their HR advisors, it is important that you know what you're doing to protect your organization from litigation and all those kind of things. So it's either you build up your experience from working for several years, like a lot of indigenous and Canadians will do, but for us, because we don't have the luxury of that, we have to, most of us, like we had a conversation. I was on a panel the other day and I said, looking back, would you do your certification? And a lot of people who are even aspired, my mentors said yes to that, and I say yes to that because it does open doors. But in Ontario, the body that regulates HR professionals is called HRPA. And there are two ways that you can get certification with HRPs. Either you are professionally trained with over 3 years experience, or you decide to take some courses in school, part-time or full-time, to actually have your bag 9 prerequisite courses that enables you to be eligible to write the exams that makes you a certified HR professional. So let's start with you being an internationally trained professional. The first thing you do, and being an internationally trained HR professional, you have to have at least 3 years work experience in HR that can be verified. So I didn't go through that route. I didn't have up to 3 years, but I have some friends that I did the same. And what they simply did was to go to HRPA website, and on the website you will see how to join. How to join HRPA as an internationally trained professional. So there are 2 ways: as a student or as internationally trained, I think. And if you don't see it, just look on the website for the registrar's email. They're so responsive, it's amazing. And just tell them your situation, that you're internationally trained and you're looking to write the exam to be certified. I can't talk much on that because I didn't go through that route. However, because I had less than 3 years, I had to go through the route of, you know, getting those nine prerequisite courses in the bag. And excuse me, and at the time it was the pandemic year, so I had the choice of actually going full-time or part-time. And I heard from the grapevine that if I go full-time, I will be supported by the government through OSAP, Ontario Student Assisted Program, where you'll be given some loans which is you don't have to take it, or and grants, so they pay for your school fees and just give you some more money if you're working full, if you're doing it full time, depending on your family situation and where you are. Or and that's what I did. I didn't do part-time, I did full-time. And basically I went to a college here in Canada, Sheridan College, and did a 1 year postgraduate, which had all those nine prerequisite courses embedded in the curriculum and more. So at the end of the program, I had my transcript that showed that I obtained above the grade required to be eligible, and I got them to send me directly to HRPA. Literally the day I finished my exam, results were ready. The next day I applied for the transcript to be sent to HRPA, which was what happened. And I also got an email from HRPA that I was eligible to write the exam. And the exams are divided into two parts. We have the knowledge exam, the CKE, and I don't know if this has changed, but this was what it was at the time. CKE, and we have the ELE, Employment Law Exam. So you have to write the CKE first, and then once you pass, you become eligible to write the law exam. So the designations that you can write exams for are two. We have the CHRP and the CHRL. For me, I went straight to the CHRL, which is the leadership level one, because ideally you should have 3 years work experience in HR to do that. But I thought that why not just do that? The difference between the two exams is the number of questions you write in the exams. Why don't you just do that? So after 3 years, after you bag in your 3 years experience, you simply just apply to upgrade your certificate. Because right now, even though I wrote the exam of L, I own the certification of P. So I think by next year or later this year, if I want, I could apply to have the L in front of my name, because I've worked now in this space for about 3 years without even thinking of writing an exam, which was what I was gunning for in the first place. So yeah, that's basically it. So once you pass the knowledge exam, which I did, yay, I then got an email that I was eligible to write the employment law exam, which is the next stage. So I did that, and on the website you can find all the information about the exam. They have different diets during the year. I can't recall exactly, but the website of HRPA has all that information, and it will really help and guide you to actually plan. The good thing is, if you're Nigerian, we do have a community where we can study together. It was really helpful and beneficial for me. We came together as a group of about 10, and we had like study groups, and we will practice questions together, answer questions, share knowledge, and all of us actually passed the exam, which was really awesome. It was an awesome 18. So that was really beneficial. So that's basically the journey. So if you have zero experience in HR and you want to go through the education route, that was my journey. And at the end of the day, my program had a co-op component to it, which was literally my legging into the workspace as an HR professional in Canada, and the rest is history, and most of you know that already. So I just thought to pen this down and just share insights into how I was able to, pivot into HR when I came to Canada with just 1 year experience from home. I hope you have found this beneficial, and thank you very much for watching. If you find this useful, please like, share, comment, and you can literally share with people that require this kind of knowledge. And be sure to subscribe to my channel, because I always drop tips and tricks on how you can succeed as a new immigrant in Canada, from Nigeria or wherever you come from. Thank you very much for watching. Till next time. Ciao.